Peace, you guys. Welcome to Healing Her Shadows, the podcast for women reclaiming their lives from the shadows of pain, trauma, and toxic relationships. I am your host, Big Princess, and I am so honored to have you guys here with me today. Let me start by saying this. You are brave, you are worthy, and you are strong. Whether you're just beginning your healing journey or you've been walking this road for a while, the fact that you're showing up for yourself today is absolutely incredible. Today we're going to talk about rebuilding self-esteem after narcissistic abuse. If you've experienced this kind of relationship, whether with a parent, partner, or someone else, you've probably felt your sense of self-worth take a huge hit. But here's the truth. Self-esteem isn't lost forever. It's something you can rebuild, piece by piece, with patience and care. And that's exactly what we will explore in today's episode. So, grab your water, your drinks, your mimosas, get your popcorn, your notepad, and your pen, and let's get ready. All right, so let's go ahead and kick off segment 1. First, we're going to address how narcissistic abuse affects our self-esteem. When you've been in a relationship with a narcissist, their words and actions can feel like tiny chisels carving away at your confidence. Maybe you've been told you're not good enough or that your feelings don't matter. Maybe your successes were downplayed or your failures were magnified. The narcissist's goal is control. And one way they achieve that is by making you doubt yourself. When this happens over and over, you start to internalize their narrative. You stop trusting your instincts. You question your worth. You might even feel like you're inherently flawed. But here's what I want you to know. Those beliefs, they're all lies. They're someone else's projection, not your truth. And together, we're going to start rewriting that story. So you're probably wondering, Princess, how do we rebuild? And that's a great question. The first step is awareness. Recognizing the beliefs you've been carrying and asking yourself, where did this come from? Is this even mine? For example, you might have a belief like, I'll never be good enough. I'll never be worthy. When that thought comes up, pause and question it. We are the observers of our mind. So that means that we have the capability and the privilege of observing every thought that comes to us. So when you have those negative thoughts, ask yourself, who told you that? Where did it come from? Was it a parent who was impossible to please? Was it a partner who belittled you and did not value you? Here's the thing. Just because someone said it to you or about you, it doesn't make it true. And you have the power, only you do, to replace those harmful beliefs with the ones that support you. So I want us to actually try a quick exercise together. You guys go ahead, put those drinks down, put your pen and pad down, because this is going to get a real interactive, okay? Now, I want you to think of one negative belief you've been carrying. You got it? Okay, good. So imagine holding that belief in your hands like an object. What does it feel like? What does it look like? Is it heavy? Is it jagged? Do you want to drop it like a hot potato? Now, while you're thinking about that, set it down. And yes, literally set your hands down in your lap. Let that negative belief go. And in place, imagine holding something newer, something lighter. Maybe it's a belief like, I am enough, or I am capable, or I am absolutely beautiful. Hold on to that thought for a moment. Feel how different it is. Feel that warmth that's creeping up your spine. That's rebuilding. Now, rebuilding isn't just you, speaking to yourself and changing how you think. It's also about utilizing tools. Healing is about what we think and what we do. And the most simplest way to rebuild your self-esteem is through affirmations. You guys are well aware that I do a lot of daily affirmations on my TikTok. And I know that oftentimes it may feel awkward at first, and you're like, I don't want to say this. Why am I saying this in the mirror? I feel stupid. But trust me, they actually work. Try saying things like, I am worthy of love, or I trust myself to make good decisions. Say them in the mirror, write them in a journal, or even post them on sticky notes around your house. Simply doing this on a consistent basis will rebuild how you view yourself and how others will also view you. The second thing I want you to do is celebrate your small wins. Now, this is a really big thing that not many of us do because we're so desired to be humble. Many of my accomplishments were often downplayed by my mother. I recall a time in high school when a young man and myself won a science award out of 2,000 people. It was a very, very big thing. We had a ceremony at our school, as well as other people who won other awards. But we were the only two out of our entire school and every single grade that won that award. When it was time for the parents to come on stage with us and to speak and just to express their gratitude, the first thing my mother said to me was, why didn't you win something else? Why didn't you win what your friend won? And I'm thinking to myself, my friend won an award that 20 other people won. I just won something that only me and one other person won. But in that moment, she made me feel small. In that moment, what I won didn't even matter because it wasn't what she thought was good enough. It's easy to overlook your progress, especially when you're used to focusing on what's wrong. But every small step forward deserves recognition. Did you set a boundary today? Did you tell someone no that you have been saying yes to? Celebrate that. Did you challenge a negative thought about yourself? Did you stand up to those negative, intrusive thoughts that pop up without any control and tell it, get the fuck back? If you did, celebrate that. That is a win. All of these small wins grow into bigger ones. And they always say Rome wasn't built in a day, and it wasn't. But every single stone that was used to build it is a small win. The next thing that you have to do is surround yourself with positivity. Healing doesn't happen in isolation. And I myself, as someone who has been guilty, very much so often, as going into this ostracized state of me cutting off everyone and me thinking that I need to fight this problem on my own. The thing about it is that you need to seek out people who lift you up. Friends, mentors, support groups. And even though there may be times where we don't have those people, we're in the age of virtuality. You know what I'm saying? We have platforms left and right where people are pen pals. Use those platforms to also uplift you and inspire you. But be mindful of what you consume. Follow accounts that inspire you. Listen to podcasts like this one or read books that empower you. The last thing I would say would be to practice self-compassion. When self-doubt creeps in, ask yourself, how would I speak to a friend in this situation? Then after, give yourself that kindness that you would offer to your friend. Self-compassion is a muscle, and the more you use it, the stronger it gets. Rebuilding self-esteem is a journey. It's not a destination, and I want you guys to all know that there will be days where it feels easy. And then there will be days where it feels impossible and you're just like, nah, fuck this. I don't want to do this anymore. But with each step, you're proving to yourself that you are worth the effort, that you are worthy of the value that you know you're supposed to be feeling. It's unfair that we got placed in these dark caves, if you will. But you need to show yourself and those who placed you there that when you get sent into a den full of lions, you're coming out with lion skin on your back. You're coming out with bear skin fucking backpacks, okay? Let them know that when you walk into a room full of vultures, you do not get scared. You get hungry because no one will step in your way. I want to leave you today with this thought. You are not defined by what someone else said about you or what someone has done to you or the trauma that you have taken on. You are not defined by your mistakes or your past. You are defined on how you choose to show up for yourself today and every day moving forward. So I want to thank you all for spending this time with me today. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone else who might need to hear it. And also, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Next week, we will be diving into the inner healing of your inner child. A journey to reconnect and nurture the parts of yourself that were hurt the most. Until then, take care of yourself. You deserve it, and I love you.